Hey guys, tonight we're not just dipping our toes into history, we're plunging headfirst and without a wetsuit into the inky, crushing depths of the unknown. Picture this. You're suspended in an infinite void, a place where sunlight is a forgotten myth and the weight of the world. As oceans presses in on you, so dense it feels like liquid lead. Every creak of your vessel, every shudder, whispers of the impossible pressures that could flatten you into a pancake faster than you can say. Deep sea anglerfish. Yeah, you probably won't survive this. Not really, but hey, it's a story. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're at it, drop your location and local time in the comments. I love seeing where you're all tuning in from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You find yourself in a sphere of thick reinforced steel suspended not by cables, but by an almost ethereal, self-sustaining drive that hums with the low thrum of deep space travel. Only it's taking you in the opposite direction, down, far, far down. The viewports, usually a kaleidoscope of vibrant coral and playful fish in shallower waters, have long since turned into vast, unyielding panes of obsidian, reflecting only the faint glow of your internal instruments. Outside, there is nothing, just an absolute, suffocating darkness. This isn't your average Sunday dive, obviously. We're talking about a descent into a place so remote, so alien, that it makes the surface of Mars look like a crowded theme park. You pass through the sunlit zone, where marine snow drifts like ghostly glitter, then the twilight zone, where the last vestiges of light struggle to survive, battling against the encroaching gloom. Your brain, wired for sunlight and open air, starts to feel the disorienting pull of this inverse gravity, this journey into the Earth's own hidden cosmos. Remember William Beebe and Otis Barton, those early pioneers who, in 1934, descended in their tiny bathysphere, a cramped, precarious steel ball with quartz windows, barely enough room for two men to breathe, let alone maneuver. They went down a mere 3,028 feet off Bermuda, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. You, however, are far beyond that quaint historical footnote. You've left the depths explored by Jacques Picard and Don Walsh in the Trieste, which touched the very bottom of the Challenger Deep in 1960, a mind-boggling 35,814 feet. Historians still argue whether their initial depth readings were absolutely precise, but the fact remains, they went deeper than anyone before. And you're going deeper still, much deeper. The pressure outside is now measured in thousands of atmospheres. It's enough to crush a battle tank into a sardine can, to compact concrete into diamond-hard rock. Yet, your vessel holds. It groans. It sighs. It makes noises that sound suspiciously like a whale singing an elegy. But it holds. You check the monitors, the ones that show the external temperature, just above freezing. A stark contrast to the hydrothermal vents we know exist down here. Boiling hot spots erupting from the Earth's core, fueling ecosystems completely independent of sunlight, based on chemosynthesis. It's like discovering an alien civilization in your own backyard, only instead of little green men, you find giant tube worms and blind shrimp thriving in poisonous hot springs. Scientists still debate the exact mechanisms that allow life to flourish in such extreme conditions. But for you, in this moment, it's less about the science and more about the existential dread. The silence is the most profound thing. It's not just an absence of sound. It's a presence, a heavy, velvet cloak that muffles your own breathing, the faint whirring of the life support, even the frantic thump of your own heart. Occasionally, a faint ping echoes through the hull, a sonar pulse searching the void, sending back nothing but more void. You glance at your co-pilot, if you can call the stoic, almost motionless figure beside you a co-pilot. They're just observing, their face, illuminated by the ghostly green glow of the console, is unreadable. You wonder if they're as unnerved as you are, or if they've simply made peace with the madness of this mission. You think of all the myths. The Kraken, that colossal cephalopod said to pull ships into the abyss. The Leviathan, a biblical beast of the sea, so immense it could encircle the world. Or even the world serpent, Jörmungandr, in Norse mythology, whose coiled body spans the entire ocean. Are these just ancient fables, or did they spring from a primal fear? A shadowy memory of something truly enormous lurking beneath the waves. Some fringe theorists even propose that tales of Atlantis or other sunken civilizations are distorted memories of land masses swallowed by cataclysms and what lies beneath them. Well, that's another story for another night, perhaps. But for now, you're in a place where those myths feel less like fiction and more like premonitions. A subtle shudder runs through the vessel. Not a mechanical malfunction, but something else. A resonance, like a colossal bell, struck once, 1,000 miles away. The vibration barely perceptible, yet deeply unsettling. The co-pilot's gaze snaps to a particular screen, one you haven't paid much attention to. It's a passive sonar array, usually just displaying the ambient noise of the ocean, the distant crackle of shrimp, the ghostly echoes of whale song, the geological rumble of shifting tectonic plates. But now, there's a new signature, a low-frequency hum, deep and resonant, unlike anything you've ever heard. It's not a whale. It's too structured, too sustained. Your mind, ever the pattern seeker, struggles to classify it. Is it a geological phenomenon? Some kind of resonant chamber formed by underwater volcanoes? Or something biological? If it's biological, it would have to be colossal. Think of the largest creatures we know, the blue whale, the colossal squid. Now imagine something that makes them look like plankton. The hum intensifies, very subtly, so gradually you almost convince yourself it's your imagination. But then the vessel shudders again, a little more distinctly this time. A creak from the hull, louder than before, like an old house settling. Only this house is a few inches of advanced alloys, and the settling is being done by millions of tons of water. You instinctively press your hand against the viewport, feeling the cold, the deep, impenetrable blackness just beyond the glass. It feels alive, not just the ocean itself, but something asterisk in asterisk it. You recall the bloop, that ultra-low frequency, high-amplitude underwater sound detected in 1997 by the NOAA. It was powerful enough to be heard across 3,000 miles of ocean. For years, Its origin was a mystery, sparking all sorts of wild theories about undiscovered mega creatures. Eventually, it was attributed to icequakes from large icebergs fracturing and scraping the seafloor. A logical, scientific explanation. But what if it wasn't? What if it was just a convenient way to explain away the unexplainable? In this absol realm, the bloop feels like a playful whisper. The sound you're hearing now, it's a roaring symphony by comparison. The co-pilot finally speaks, their voice a low, calm murmur, almost part of the ASMR hum of the background. Anomaly detected. Bearing 340. Moving erratically. Erratic in the crushing weight of the deep, where movement is typically slow, deliberate, or driven by currents. Erratic is a terrifying descriptor. It implies intent, a will, a power to defy the physics of this alien environment. You lean forward, trying to pierce the blackness with your gaze, as if your human eyes, so useless here, could somehow penetrate the veil. The external lights of the vessel are powerful, true, but their reach is swallowed almost instantly by the profound darkness, like a flashlight beam absorbed by a black hole. Then a flicker, far, far away, a brief luminescence. Not a bioluminescent creature, not the typical flash of an anglerfish lure or the sudden bloom of a jellyfish. This is different. A ripple of light, vast and fleeting, like a distant lightning strike illuminating a mountain range you hadn't realized was there. It vanishes as quickly as it appeared, leaving you questioning if you saw it at all. Your heart, already a drum against your ribs, quickens its pace. It's large, the co-pilot states, their voice still calm, but with a subtle edge now. A hint of professional curiosity battling with something primal. The sonar signature suggests a mass, unprecedented in scale. It's moving towards us. Slowly, very slowly, slowly. That's the unnerving part. A creature of this immense size, moving slowly, implies an immense momentum, a casual, unhurried approach that suggests no threat from your small, insignificant vessel. You're not prey. You're just something in its way. Or perhaps something it's curious about. Like an ant encountering a cosmic entity. You recall stories of ancient mariners reporting islands that vanished, only to realize the island was a sleeping leviathan. Those were legends. This is something else. You try to reconcile what you're experiencing with your understanding of marine biology. How could anything this immense survive at these depths? The energy requirements alone would be staggering. How would it feed? What could possibly sustain such a creature? The abyss is a harsh, nutrient-poor environment, a desolate plain where life clings precariously to scattered vents or falls from the distant surface. Unless its existence defies our current understanding of biology. Unless it's something else entirely. Something alien, not from outer space, but from an inner space. A hidden dimension within our own planet. The hum returns, stronger this time, filling the vessel, resonating in your bones. It's no longer just a sound, it's a presence. You feel it in your teeth, in your chest. The pressure gauge on the console flickers, just for a second, then stabilizes. But the flicker was real. Was it the external pressure briefly increasing, or was it the vessel itself, flexing under an unseen influence? The co-pilot taps a few keys, and a faint, high-definition image begins to resolve on one of the larger screens, pieced together from multiple sonar scans and thermal readings. It's still mostly abstract, a vast, amorphous blob, but there are contours now. Not smooth, not like a whale or a shark. More organic, yes, but also jagged dot spiked, like a mountain range that decided to go for a swim. Thermal signature indicates cold, the co-pilot muses, almost to themselves. Very cold, not exothermic in the way most large creatures are, almost as if it absorbs heat. A reverse metabolism, perhaps. That's a thought that sends a shiver down your spine, colder than the Absol water outside. A creature that doesn't generate heat, but asterisk absorbs asterisk it. What kind of life form is that? Does it feed on thermal energy? Does it draw the warmth directly from the water around it, creating a chilling halo in its wake? You remember the old maps, the ones from the age of exploration, festooned with fantastic beasts and sea monsters in the unexplored corners. Here be dragons. They'd declare a warning and a resignation that the known world was only a thin veneer over something vast and terrifying. Now, centuries later, with all our technology and our scientific advancements, we still find ourselves at the edge of that map, and the dragons are still here. Only they're not fire-breathing lizards. There's something far more ancient, far more primal. A deep thrum vibrates through the floor beneath your feet, vibrating up your spine. It's rhythmic now, a heartbeat, but a heartbeat so impossibly slow, so profound, that it feels like the very pulse of the planet. Asterisk thump, pause, thump, pause. Asterisk each beat stretches for what feels like an eternity, and with each one, you feel a subtle shift, a minuscule displacement of the water round your vessel. You're being pushed, ever so slightly. It's creating a current, the co-pilot observes, their voice now just a whisper. Or it asterisk is asterisk the current. It's displacing an unimaginable volume of water. The vessel is drifting, slowly, almost imperceptibly, pulled along in the wake of this titanic entity. You can't control it. Your thrusters are barely making a dent against this monumental force. You are a cork on an ocean stirred by something vast beyond comprehension. The sense of scale is crushing, far more intimidating than the physical pressure of the water. You are less than an atom in comparison to this being. On the screen, the amorphous blob is slowly resolving into more detail. The jagged contours aren't random. They're spikes, or perhaps limbs, something that branches out, like massive, gnarled tree roots, but metallic-looking, somehow, reflecting the weak sonar pings in an unnatural way. You feel a prickle of unease, a cold dread that has nothing to do with the external temperature. This isn't a living creature as you understand it. Not entirely. The low hum deepens into a resonant growl that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. It's not just sound. It's a feeling of immense power, of ancient force. The darkness outside begins to shift, to churn. Not the vessel moving, but the water itself. A disturbance, a subtle vortex building around you, drawing you in. The image on the screen becomes clearer, sharper, as if the unknown entity is now close enough for the faint sonar waves to bounce back with more definition. You press your face against the viewport, trying to discern something, anything. In the absolute black, then it happens. A subtle shift in the darkness directly ahead. Not a light, but an asterisk absence asterisk of darkness. A texture, a pattern, something so impossibly vast it blocks out the very blackness of the abyss. And then a single, immense eye. Not like any eye you've ever seen. It's not reflecting light, but absorbing it. A swirling vortex of deep purple and indigo, flecked with what looks like distant stars. It's ancient, weary, yet radiating an intelligence that makes your breath catch in your throat. It watches you. It has been watching you all along. And it's not just curious. It's assessing the eye. That impossible eye. It's not just a window into its mind. It feels like it's looking asterisk through asterisk you, cataloging every neuron, every fear, every embarrassing memory you ever had. You feel strangely transparent, your very being laid bare before this ancient, absolute gaze. The swirling purples and indigos within the iris aren't just colors. They seem to contain galaxies, nebulae, the spiraling arms of cosmic dust clouds. Or maybe it's just the light playing tricks, or your overtaxed brain trying to find familiar patterns in the utterly alien. But then again, if this thing came from a place so deep it borders on another dimension, who's to say its eyes aren't literal portals to the cosmos? Your breath hitches. A purely involuntary gasp that sounds shockingly loud in the profound silence of the vessel. The co-pilot, for the first time, shows a visible reaction. Their shoulders, usually ramrod straight, slump ever so slightly. A single, almost imperceptible twitch at the corner of their mouth. Not fear, not exactly, but a profound, almost spiritual or mixed with a hint of something like professional dismay, as if all their meticulously compiled data, all their years of training, have just been rendered utterly obsolete by a single, colossal eyeball. My estimations were insufficient. They murmur, the words barely audible. A profound understatement. The hum intensifies, not painfully, but with an almost gravitational pull. It's no longer just a sound. It's a physical force, a vibration that permeates the very atoms of your vessel, and by extension, your own body. You feel like a tuning fork, resonating with a frequency that is simultaneously ancient and impossibly new. It's the sound of creation, or perhaps the sound of an ending. You glance at the instruments. The pressure gauge, which flickered before, is now stable, but the internal temperature is dropping, slowly, steadily, even with the life support humming. That cold thermal signature the co-pilot mentioned, it's not just around the creature, it's radiating from it, seeping into the surrounding water, chilling your very environment. It's like being in the world's most exclusive walk-in freezer, except the freezer is the entire crushing abyss, and the cold source is a sentient mountain. The image on the main screen, once amorphous, is now horrifyingly defined. The jagged contours resolve into a colossal, crystalline hide. Not metallic, you realize, but something that refracts the sonar pings like polished obsidian or a precisely cut gem, giving it that unnatural gleam. Spikes, yes, but they look like geological formations, vast, razor-sharp ridges and crystalline outcroppings that jut from its immense form. And the branches you thought were limbs, they are more akin to colossal, prehensile geological structures, tentacles made of what looks like living rock. ending in clusters of what could be grappling hooks or, perhaps, incredibly complex sensor rays. They extend into the black, disappearing into the void, making it impossible to gauge the creature's full length. It could stretch for miles. Does stretch for miles. You realize the eye isn't alone, as the vessel is gently pulled along, drifting under the creature's influence. Other similar vortexes of purple and indigo emerge from the gloom, each one a swirling, cosmic tapestry. Not just 2 eyes, or even a dozen. There are dozens, perhaps hundreds, scattered across the immense, crystalline surface. They are not uniformly placed, but instead arranged in what seems like a deliberate, almost constellation-like pattern, each one observing a different facet of the Absol realm. You are not being watched by a single entity. You are being observed by an entire, ancient, multifaceted consciousness. It's like being under the scrutiny of a living, breathing, planet-sized fly. Or perhaps an angel, if angels were made of cosmic horror and mineral deposits. The silence returns, but it's no longer profound. It's heavy, expectant. The rhythmic thrum has ceased. Only the deep, bone-vibrating hum remains, a constant, low drone. The creature is no longer pushing you. It's asterisk holding asterisk you. The vessel is perfectly still, suspended inches from one of its impossibly vast, crystalline facets. You can almost reach out and touch it, though the thought of doing so sends a fresh wave of primal terror through you. The surface is not smooth. It's a maze of intricate, almost fractal patterns. Lines that seem to trace ancient script or perhaps the very pathways of energy that sustain this impossible life. No known biological classification, the co-pilot states, their voice devoid of emotion, a pure, analytical observation. No genetic markers, no cellular structure discernible. It defies every principle of terrestrial biology. They pause, then add, unless it is extremely evolved, or not from this dimension, or, as I previously suggested, a unique form of energy absorption and conversion. You think of the Miller-Urey experiment, where simple inorganic molecules created amino acids under early Earth conditions. What if life, at these extreme pressures, in this absolute void, evolved along an entirely different path? Not carbon-based, not even silicon-based, but something fundamentally different. A creature that is part geological formation, part living consciousness. Imagine a mountain range that thinks, or a nebula that feels. That's what you're up against. Your concept of life just expanded by several orders of magnitude. And it's frankly a little overwhelming for a Tuesday night. The creature's hum changes pitch, rising almost imperceptibly, a sound that resonates deep within your chest cavity, making your sternum ache. The pressure inside the vessel fluctuates wildly for a moment, then stabilizes. But the air around you seems to grow thick, almost viscous. You feel a strange sense of disorientation, a pull not just on your physical body, but on your very consciousness. It's like your mind is being gently stretched, probed, read. It's communicating, the co-pilot whispers, their hand hovering over a console, not touching it. Not through sound waves, through resonant frequencies, direct neural interface, perhaps, or something akin to quantum entanglement on a macro scale. You feel it then, a presence in your mind. Not words, not images, but concepts. A vast, ancient sadness, a profound loneliness, an awareness of time stretching back before the continents formed, before life crawled from the primordial soup. It's not malicious, it's not angry, it's weary and immensely curious. It's asking, not in any language you understand, but in a way that bypasses language altogether. Asterisk, what are you? Asterisk, asterisk, why are you here? Asterisk, asterisk, you are so small, so fragile, so bright. Asterisk, the bright part hits you with a jolt. Compared to the utter darkness it inhabits, your vessel, with its faint internal glow, must be like a supernova, a fleeting, transient flicker of light in an eternity of black. You are an intruder, a pinprick of existence, yet it regards you with profound interest, not hostility. This is not the kraken that pulls ships down, nor the leviathan that devours sailors. This is something far more complex, far more philosophical. You remember the WOW signal, that narrowband radio signal detected by Jerry Emin in 1977, lasting 72 seconds, never repeated. For decades, it was a tantalizing hint of extraterrestrial intelligence. Here, in the deepest, most inaccessible part of your own planet, you're experiencing a WOW signal of an entirely different magnitude. This isn't just a signal. It's a direct, undeniable, face-to-face, or rather, face-to-dash multi-faceted cosmic-I closing parenthesis encounter. And it makes you wonder if all those UFO sightings, all those ancient alien theories, were just looking in the wrong direction. What if the real others weren't from beyond the stars, but from the impossible depths beneath our feet? The internal temperature continues to drop. Your breath fogs in front of your face. It's like the creature is slowly drawing all the warmth out of your vessel, not aggressively, but as if it is merely asterisk breathing asterisk, and your ship is caught in its thermal vacuum. The cold isn't just external. It's seeping into your very bones, a profound, spiritual chill. You can feel the hairs on your arms standing on end, despite the layers of clothing. On the screen, one of the vast, crystalline tentacles, or whatever they are, slowly, impossibly slowly, begins to move. It's so immense, its movement is like the shifting of a glacier, almost imperceptible. But the displacement of water around it is immense. The vessel shudders again, less from external pressure, more from the sheer, colossal gravitational pull of this moving mass. The hum deepens, becoming almost a sustained bass note that vibrates through the entire structure of the ship. The tentacle, which must be miles long, glides effortlessly through the crushing pressure, its crystalline surface occasionally catching and reflecting the sonar pings in dazzling, alien light shows. It curves gracefully like a slow-motion cosmic ballet, and then it approaches your viewport, not to strike, not to grab, but to observe. It stops mere feet from the thick, reinforced glass, its surface a mosaic of impossible geometry. You can see the intricate patterns now, glowing faintly with a light that seems to come from within its own substance. It's not bioluminescence. It's more like a subtle, internal electrical current, or perhaps, as the co-pilot suggested, a form of energy manipulation. Within the intricate patterns on the surface, you notice smaller eyes, miniature versions of the colossal ones, swirling vortices no larger than your hand, but just as profound, just as ancient. They track your movements within the vessel, not with curiosity now, but with intense, focused concentration. It's as if the creature has decided to zoom in, to study you up close. Like a microbiologist peering into a petri dish. You are the anomaly now. You are the fascinating, fleeting speck of life. You try to remember something from your training, any protocol for encountering a sentient, multi-mile-long, crystalline entity from an unknown dimension of the deep. There isn't one. Your training manuals covered mechanical failures, geological anomalies, even theoretical encounters with advanced marine life, but nothing that remotely prepared you for this asterisk. It's like preparing for a fender bender and suddenly finding yourself in a relativistic space-time warp. The co-pilot, surprisingly, is now scribbling furiously on a notepad. Their face illuminated by the green glow. They're making notes, trying to quantify the unquantifiable, trying to force this cosmic encounter into the neat little boxes of scientific observation. God bless them. They're probably already drafting their paper for nature or science. Even if it means rewriting the entirety of quantum physics and the theory of evolution. The presence in your mind intensifies. It's not just asking questions now, it's sharing. Images, not visual, but conceptual. Vast, swirling patterns of light and shadow. The birth of stars, the slow, grinding dance of tectonic plates. The whisper of primordial oceans, and then a profound sense of waiting. As if this creature has been here for eons, in this absolute cradle, patiently observing the slow, chaotic ballet of the surface world. Waiting for what? For something to emerge from the darkness? Or for something to plunge into it? You remember the deep time hypothesis, an esoteric theory that suggests some ancient forms of life might experience time so slowly that billions of years pass for them as mere moments for us. What if this being is so ancient, so fundamentally different, that our entire human history, our rise and fall of civilizations, our scientific advancements, is but a fleeting blink in its ageless perception? It's not just a creature, it's a living monument to geological time, a consciousness steeped in epochs, a very faint, almost imperceptible crack echoes through the vessel. You look around frantically, but nothing seems damaged. Then you realize it's not coming from inside the vessel, but from outside . The creature, one of its crystalline facets, the one closest to your viewport, has shifted, a minuscule fracture appearing on its surface, as if under immense stress. Not from you, surely, from its own internal processes, or perhaps from the sheer effort of this interaction. The hum changes again, becoming sharper, almost a whine, like a colossal, grinding gear. The presence in your mind becomes agitated, less about inquiry, more about warning. The concepts it shares are no longer images of calm observation. They are flashes of immense upheaval, mountains crumbling, oceans boiling, a profound sense of awakening . Not its own, but something else. Something it has been patiently waiting for, or perhaps dreading. The co-pilot's head snaps up, their eyes wide now, truly wide, reflecting the green glow of the console. They're no longer stoic. Fear, cold and pure, glints in their gaze. External energies spike. They bark. Their voice no longer a murmur, but sharp, urgent, massive, unidentified, bearing asterisk inside asterisk the creature. It's reacting to something. A threat. A threat. What could possibly threaten something of this scale, this age, this fundamental difference? You are an ant. It is a mountain. What could possibly be the tiger to its mountain? The thought itself is absurd. Yet, the creature's internal tremors, the shifting crystalline hide, the agitated hum, it's undeniable. You feel a profound, inexplicable sadness emanating from the creature, a wave of despair that washes over you, momentarily eclipsing your own fear. It's not just assessing you, it's asterisk warning asterisk you. It's sharing its ancient, profound dread. The universe, it seems to suggest, contains horrors even it, a cosmic entity, cannot fully comprehend or control. And those horrors are stirring. Suddenly, a new sound penetrates the hum, a high-pitched, metallic shriek, not from the creature, but from the void beyond it. It's a sound that scrapes at your eardrums, setting your teeth on edge, a sound utterly alien, utterly wrong, like fingernails on the blackboard of existence. The darkness outside, previously static and impenetrable, seems to asterisk shimmer asterisk, almost ripple, as if something is tearing through the very fabric of space-time. The colossal eye before you, the one closest, dilates rapidly, the swirling purples and indigos contracting into a pinprick, then expanding again, frantic now. The presence in your mind becomes a chaotic cacophony of fear, urgency, and a chilling sense of asterisk danger asterisk. Not danger to asterisk it asterisk, but danger to asterisk everything asterisk, to the delicate balance of the abyss, to the slumbering horrors dot to asterisk you asterisk. Brace for impact, the co-pilot shouts, their voice cracking, finally losing their composure. They slam their hand down on a console, and emergency bulkheads begin to slide down over the viewports, obscuring your view of the impossible eye of the shimmering darkness of the cosmic threat that now announces its presence with an ear-splitting shriek. The automatic system is kicking in, sealing you off from the terrifying reality outside, trying to preserve your fragile, human existence. But before the heavy steel completely obscures the scene, you catch a final glimpse, not of the creature's eye, but of what lies beyond it, in the now rippling darkness. A faint, greenish-blue glow, not the gentle bioluminescence of absol life, but a cold, hard, artificial light. And within that light, a shape, angular, industrial, a structure that moves with a speed and aggression utterly out of place in this realm of slow, deliberate forces. It's not another creature, it's something else, something built, something with purpose, a purpose that clearly means nothing good for anyone involved. The bulkhead slides into place with a definitive asterisk clunk asterisk, plunging the interior of your vessel into a deeper, more profound darkness, broken only by the flickering green and red lights of the console. The hum of the creature is still there, vibrating through the hull, but it's now accompanied by the frantic whirring of your vessel's own internal systems, the groaning of stressed metal, and that awful, scraping shriek from outside. You are blind now, trapped in a metal sphere, at the mercy of forces you cannot see, cannot comprehend. The cold intensifies, making your teeth chatter uncontrollably. You can feel the vessel being pushed, shunted, not gently anymore, but violently, as if a cosmic game of billiards is being played with your ship as the cue ball. Each jolt sends a fresh wave of nausea through you, slamming you against your seat restraints. Warning: hull integrity compromised. A synthesized voice announces, calm and utterly unhelpful amidst the chaos. Section Delta 4. Minor breach detected. Initiating emergency sealant protocols. Minor breach? At this pressure, a minor breach is usually a death sentence. It means a tiny, pinprick hole can turn your vessel into a confetti cannon. But the automatics are fighting it, desperately trying to keep the liquid lead of the ocean out. The shriek outside grows louder, closer, followed by a series of monstrous, echoing *THUDS* against the hull. Not the gentle, deliberate touches of the giant creature, but concussive blows, like a battering ram. And then a deeper, grinding sound, a metallic screech that sends shivers down your spine. It sounds like two impossibly large, unnatural objects are tearing at each other in the blackness, and your vessel is caught in the crossfire. The hum from the creature outside changes once more. It's no longer a warning, nor a communication. It's a roar, a sound of ancient, profound fury, echoing through the abyss, shaking the very foundations of the ocean floor. The vessel rocks violently, slammed against something immense and unyielding, then flung away into the black. You hear the sickening crunch of metal, a tearing sound that vibrates through the entire structure. Main thrusters offline. The synthesized voice declares, its tone now chillingly detached. Emergency power engaged. Life support critical. Life support critical. That's never a good sign. You're spinning, disoriented, tumbling through the crushing depths. You're no longer held, no longer drifting. You are a discarded toy in a cosmic brawl. The hum of the creature is receding now, growing fainter, replaced by the frantic alarms and the sounds of your dying ship. The shriek, however, is still piercing, drawing closer. Whatever attacked the creature, whatever caused its ancient fury, is now pursuing you. You remember the Mariana Trench's silent ridge, a place where an eerie quiet descends, believed to be due to unique geological formations that absorb sound waves. You desperately wish you were there now, anywhere but here, caught between an ancient cosmic entity and whatever mechanical, angular horror is now hunting you. A new sensation. The vessel is no longer just tumbling, it's falling. A rapid, uncontrolled descent, faster than anything you've experienced so far. You're plummeting, free-falling into depths even more impossible, more crushing than where you were. The pressure readings on the console are flashing red, maxed out. They're beyond the design limits of the vessel. The thick, reinforced steel groans a protest that sounds like its final death rattle. Hull integrity compromised. The synthesized voice repeats, this time with a distinct crackle, as if the ship itself is struggling to speak. Multiple breaches detected. Water ingress critical. You feel it then. The cold water seeping in, first a trickle, then a spray, then a gush. It's icy, stinging, immediate. The internal lights flicker, dimming, dying, one by one. Panic, raw and unadulterated, begins to seize you. This wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to observe, to collect data, to return, not to become a part of the Absol geology, flattened into an artifact for some future, equally foolhardy expedition to discover. The co-pilot is silent now, slumped forward against their console, illuminated only by the dying glow of a single, flickering emergency light. You don't know if they're unconscious or simply beyond words. You yourself are shivering violently, your teeth chattering so hard your jaw aches. The water is rising, fast. Your feet are already submerged, just as the last light flickers out, plunging you into absolute blackness. You feel it. A profound, bone-shattering asterisk crack asterisk that echoes through the very water, through the dying vessel, through your very soul. It's the sound of the pressure winning, the sound of metal failing, the sound of inevitability, and then nothing, or almost nothing. The pressure is immense. You are being crushed. Your vessel is gone. You are gone. Yet, you are still aware. A strange, disorienting sensation. You are no longer in a sphere of steel. You are everywhere, dispersed, diffused. You are the water. You are the rock. You are the echoes of the giant creature's hum, vibrating through the Absol plains. You are the shriek of the angular entity, still tearing through the silence. Your consciousness, somehow, impossibly, persists. It's like your mind, stripped of its physical anchor, has become a ghost in the machine of the deep. You can feel the crushing weight, but it no longer hurts. It merely exists. You are part of the abyss now, a thought, a memory, a whisper in the unfathomable darkness. And then you realize why. The immense, ancient sadness, the warning, the creature. It didn't just communicate with you. It didn't just warn you. In its desperation, in its ancient fury, in its final, roaring effort against the attacking entity, it somehow absorbed you, or perhaps transferred you. Your consciousness, your very essence, is now adrift in its vast, cosmic mind. A tiny, fleeting speck of humanity integrated into a consciousness that spans geological time. You are no longer in the pilot's seat. You are within the crystalline hide, perceiving the world through its multifaceted eyes, feeling its ancient sorrow, its profound weariness, its simmering rage. You feel the blows it took, the grinding impacts of the angular, mechanical aggressor. You feel its immense bulk shifting, turning, fighting. A battle of titans in the crushing dark, and you are an unwilling, yet strangely privileged, spectator. The shriek of the angular entity is a part of your new existence now, a piercing, grating sound that reverberates through the creature's immense form. You perceive it not as sound, but as an intrusion, a violation, a disharmonious frequency attempting to unravel the very fabric of this ancient being. You see, through the creature's composite vision, flashes of cold, blue-green light. And within those flashes, the silhouette of the aggressor. It's not just angular, it's impossibly complex. A sprawling, geometric nightmare of articulated limbs, glowing conduits, and drills that spin with a hungry, destructive energy. It is, terrifyingly, designed. It is not a natural predator. It is a machine, a deep-sea mining operation on a scale that beggars belief, a forgotten military project, or something even more sinister, something alien to the planet, yet perfectly adapted to its deepest, most crushing environments. Its purpose, you realize with a chilling clarity, is to extract, to harvest, to destroy, and it is attempting to dismantle the very entity whose mind you now inhabit. You feel the creature's attempts to communicate with its attacker, not through words, but through waves of resonant frequency, pure concepts of ancient peace, of the delicate balance of the abyss, of warning. But the machine does not respond. It only advances, its drills and articulated claws tearing at the crystalline hide of your host, sending tremors of agony through your borrowed perception. And then you feel the creature's fury, a profound, seismic surge of power. It's not just a physical reaction, it's an ancient, elemental rage, stored for eons, finally unleashed. You feel its colossal, root-like limbs extend, no longer just for observation, but for battle. They strike out, not with the precision of a trained fighter, but with the raw, untamed force of a mountain range collapsing. The impact, felt through your new consciousness, is staggering. A crunch of metal, a tearing of circuits, a piercing scream of static from the angular machine. The blue-green light flickers, dims, then flares violently as the machine retaliates, its drills spinning faster, tearing deeper into the crystalline flesh. You feel the pain, sharp and profound, as if your own skin is being flayed, but also a stubborn, unyielding resistance. The creature is not just a biological entity. It is interwoven with the very geology of this realm. It is a living part of the Earth's mantle, and it is fighting for its existence, for the sanctity of its ancient slumber. You are now a witness from the inside, a consciousness adrift in the mind of an Absol Titan, caught in a battle that will determine the fate of not just an unimaginable creature, but perhaps the very balance of life on Earth. And you are utterly, completely, helplessly along for the ride. The hum is no longer a sound. It's the roar of a cosmic war. The darkness is no longer empty. It's a battlefield. And you, little human, are just trying to hold on to what's left of your mind. Good night. Or should I say, good abyss. You're going to need a lot more than a cup of warm milk for this one. But hey, at least you're not a sardine pancake yet. You are now a witness from the inside, a consciousness adrift in the mind of an Absol Titan, caught in a battle that will determine the fate of not just an unimaginable creature, but perhaps the very balance of life on Earth. And you are utterly, completely, helplessly along for the ride. The hum is no longer a sound. It's the roar of a cosmic war. The darkness is no longer empty. It's a battlefield. And you, little human, are just trying to hold on to what's left of your mind. Good night. Or should I say, good abyss. You're going to need a lot more than a cup of warm milk for this one. But hey, at least you're not a sardine pancake yet. The crushing force of that impact, that colossal crack that reverberated through the water and through your very borrowed essence, was just the beginning. Imagine being a tiny bacterium caught inside a sumo wrestler's muscle as he slams into his opponent. That's you right now. Every shudder of the crystalline hide, every strained groan of the creature's immense, living rock sinews, is amplified 1,000-fold through your new, diffuse awareness. You feel the deep thrum of its ancient heart, or whatever passes for a heart. In a being made of cosmic mineral, a slow, deliberate beat that now quickens. A drum solo of primal fury echoing through geological time. Through the creature's multifaceted, internal perception, you see the battle unfolding. It's not vision as you know it, with light waves bouncing off surfaces. It's more like a composite of resonant frequencies, thermal signatures, and a profound spatial awareness that transcends mere sight. The angular entity, the aggressor, is a nightmare rendered in geometry and cold, hard energy. Its blue-green glow is not merely light. It's an aura of pure, technological intent, burning like a malignant star in the absolute black. You perceive its form as a constantly shifting, reconfiguring construct of impossibly sharp edges, piston-like appendages, and drills. Oh, the drills. That aren't just rotating, but vibrating with a terrifying, high-frequency hum that promises utter dissolution. It's like something ripped straight from the schematics of a particularly ambitious and entirely unhinged deep-sea mining corporation. But this isn't for manganese nodules or hydrothermal vent minerals. This is for something far, far older, far more potent. It's trying to carve out a piece of your host, not just to damage it, but to extract something specific. You feel the targeted nature of its assaults. It's not randomly flailing. It's systematically attempting to breach certain areas of the creature's vast form, areas that resonate with a different, deeper energy signature, a resonance that, you now realize, is similar to the deep hum that drew your vessel here in the first place. The initial blows were the machines, tearing into the crystalline hide. You felt the pain, a dull, grinding ache that was somehow both physical and existential. It wasn't a localized pain, but a vast, distributed agony, like an entire mountain range being slowly pulverized. But now, the creature is retaliating. Its colossal, root-like limbs, which you now understand aren't just limbs, but extensions of its very being, tendrils of living geology that anchor it to the absol floor, and perhaps, deeper still, are striking back. These aren't nimble blows. These are the impacts of continents colliding. You feel the immense displacement of water as one of these root tendrils, perhaps a mile or two long, sweeps through the black. It's not just water. It's a liquid hammer slamming into the angular machine. The piercing shriek from the aggressor turns into a strangled, mechanical scream of twisting metal and arsing energy. The blue-green glow flickers violently, momentarily dying in places. Like a short-circuiting Christmas tree, you perceive sections of the machine, parts of its geometric nightmare, crumpling inward, conduits rupturing, spewing clouds of superheated steam and strange, luminescent fluids into the crushing depths. It's a brutal, primal counterattack, a force of nature meeting a force of technology. The creature's roar, that profound, bone-vibrating hum, intensifies, laced now with an ancient, resonant power that seems to tear at the very fabric of the deep. It's a sound of defiance, a warning that echoes not just through the water, but through the deep time memory of the planet itself. You feel flashes of what it remembers, what it has witnessed, the slow dance of continents, the birth of ocean trenches, the eons of quiet solitude punctuated by fleeting, predatory incursions like this one. This isn't its first rodeo, apparently. This is a recurring headache, A cosmic pest problem it's been swatting away for geological ages. The machine, despite the damage, is relentless. It seems to have multiple, redundant systems. Where one drill is crushed, another whirs to life. Where one limb is twisted, another, equally deadly, articulates. Is a distributed intelligence, a swarm of interconnected destructive intent, all focused on that core energy signature within your host. It's like trying to fight a particularly well-engineered swarm of robotic cockroaches. Except each cockroach is the size of a city block and armed with diamond-tipped jackhammers. You sense the creature's strategy, if you can call it that, brute force, coupled with an almost geological patience. It's not moving quickly, it's too massive for that. Instead, it's using its immense inertia, its very connection to the planet, as a weapon. It's trying to pin the machine against the absol floor, to crush it between its immense body and the immovable rock. A very deep-sea form of wrestling, where the ring is the entire trench and the referee is the relentless pressure. Through the creature's eyes, you get a clearer sense of the machine. It's not just a single, monolithic entity. It's a modular construct. Large, central hub sections, bristling with those glowing conduits and drills, are connected by flexible, segmented spines to smaller, equally menacing attack units. These attack units are like colossal, multi-limbed crabs, scuttling with impossible speed across the creature's hide, their claws tearing, their smaller drills boring. It's designed for dismemberment, for systematic deconstruction. It's less a single predator and more a mobile, self-repairing, deep-sea processing plant, intent on breaking down its target into raw materials. This isn't just about mining, you realize. This is about harvesting life. Not carbon-based life, but whatever this creature is made of. Its unique, cold, energy-absorbing metabolism, its crystalline structure, its profound connection to the Earth's core. This machine, whatever its origin, human, alien, or something else entirely, wants to dissect and utilize that impossible biology, perhaps for an energy source, perhaps for a unique material, or perhaps for a horrifying new form of life. You suddenly feel a profound sympathy for the blue whale and the colossal squid. At least their hunters are relatively straightforward. This is a whole new level of existential dread. The cold continues to permeate your borrowed existence. It's not just external, it's an internal sensation now, as if your new host body is slowly draining the thermal energy from everything around it, including you. The mechanical shriek of the aggressor, however, is strangely warm, almost hot in contrast, a burning irritant in the creature's frigid domain. It's like two opposing forces of nature battling for supremacy, the ancient, cold, slow, geological force of the creature versus the new, hot, fast, industrial force of the machine. You feel a new surge of pain, sharper this time. One of the machine's main hub sections has managed to bore deeply into a particularly resonant part of the creature's crystalline form. The blue-green light intensifies, pulsing with greedy purpose. It's found something it wants to sever. A scream of pure, unadulterated agony echoes through the shared consciousness, shaking your very core. This isn't just pain. It's the violation of an ancient sanctuary, a tearing at the creature's very soul. In response, the creature unleashes a wave of pure, concentrated resonant frequency. It's not a physical attack, but an energetic one. A pulse that vibrates through the water, through the machine, through asterisk you asterisk. It's a frequency designed to unravel, to dismantle from within. The blue-green lights on the machine flicker wildly, some dying altogether. You feel the equivalent of a colossal EMP blast, but for a mechanical entity operating on unknown principles. Sparks erupt from its joints, conduits explode, and the high-pitched whine of its drills sputters into a ragged cough. The machine recoils, pulled back by its undamaged segments, momentarily stunned. It's hurt, genuinely hurt. The pristine, geometric nightmare is now scarred, leaking, and limping. This is its weakness, its reliance on intricate, precise energy pathways. The creature, in its primal fury, has hit upon a countermeasure that bypasses physical durability. It's fighting with its very essence, its unique vibrational signature, against the machine's complex engineering. It's like a cosmic battle of the bands, where the loser gets disassembled. But the reprieve is short-lived. Even as it limps, the machine begins its self-repair protocols. New conduits extend, patching ruptured lines. Damaged sections retract, replaced by spare modules that extend from its deeper, internal structure. It's a horrifyingly efficient, almost biological regeneration, but mechanical. It's a self-sustaining ecosystem of destruction. You realize that this machine might not even be *manned*. It could be an autonomous terror, a programmed harvester operating on ancient, pre-programmed directives, relentlessly pursuing its objective regardless of cost. No crew, no panic, just cold, hard, unyielding logic, which, in a way, is even more terrifying. You remember the legend of the ancient Greek automaton, Talos, a bronze giant built to protect Europa in Crete, patrolling the island and throwing huge rocks at approaching ships. This machine is Talos, but on an unimaginable scale, operating in the deepest, darkest trenches, pursuing a purpose unknown to humanity, with an efficiency that makes even the most advanced supercomputers look like abacuses. The creature senses the machine's repair, feels its insidious resilience. A profound weariness washes over your shared consciousness. Eons of existence, eons of fending off these incursions, have taken their toll. It's not just a fight for survival. It's an eternal vigil. You realize that your tiny vessel, your momentary presence, was merely a fleeting curiosity, an almost welcome distraction from this unending cosmic burden. It's the deep-sea equivalent of being stuck in an eternal, high-stakes game of whack-a-mole. Only the moles are continent-sized drilling platforms. Then, through the creature's extended perception, you sense a subtle shift in the water far, far above. Not a sound, not a light, but a faint, almost imperceptible displacement. Something is approaching, something large and fast. The machine, too, seems to register it. Its damaged sections flicker with renewed urgency, its remaining drills whirring with frantic speed, trying to complete its objective before the new arrival. It's like a thief trying to grab as much as possible before the cops show up. The creature's thoughts, those conceptual flashes in your mind, shift from weary defiance to a complex mix of anticipation and renewed dread. The approaching presence is not an ally. It's another variable, another immense, unknown factor in this already impossible equation. The abyss, it seems, is a far more crowded and violent place than humanity ever dared to imagine. It's not just a blank canvas of nothingness. It's a bustling metropolis of ancient horrors and technological nightmares, all operating on timelines and scales that mock human comprehension. Forget your cozy little surface world. This is where the asterisk real asterisk party's at, and you're the uninvited guest. The hum within the creature intensifies again, but this time, it's not pure fury. It's a complex symphony of warning, defiance, and a desperate plea. It's acknowledging the new rival, challenging it, and perhaps, somehow, attempting to communicate the dire stakes of this subterranean battle. You are a radio receiver, picking up a multi-layered signal from a being that experiences reality in a way you can barely grasp. The green-blue light of the angular machine begins to pulse erratically, its movements becoming more desperate, more aggressive. It knows it's running out of time. It doubles down on its assault on the creature's core, tearing with renewed ferocity, its remaining drills biting deeper into the crystalline flesh. You feel a fresh wave of agony, a profound tearing sensation as if a vital artery is being severed. The creature shudders, a seismic tremor that sends shockwaves through the very absol plane. And then a new phenomenon. Not a light from the new rival, but an asterisk absence asterisk of light. A profound, almost tangible shadow sweeping through the absol currents above. It's not just blocking out the faint, ambient bioluminescence. It's asterisk absorbing asterisk it, creating a pocket of superdarkness, an event horizon of nothingness. And then a sound unlike any you've heard yet. Not a shriek, not a hum, but a low, guttural asterisk growl asterisk. A sound that speaks of pure, unadulterated predator. If the angular machine was a surgeon meticulously dissecting, this new rival is a brute, a primal hunter. The creature you inhabit reacts with a surge of ancient fear. This isn't just another machine. This is something else entirely. Something it recognizes from its deep time memory. Something far more ancient and terrifying than the geometric harvester. The resonant frequency it was emitting shifts, becoming a desperate, almost frantic series of pulses, a final, despairing warning. The angular machine, caught between the creature's defiant rage and the looming, absorbing shadow, makes a desperate gambit. It disengages its drills from the creature's core, tearing free with a sound like a planetary fingernail being ripped off a blackboard. It doesn't retreat. Instead, it turns its attention to the new rival, its remaining drills whirring, its broken conduits arsing wildly, throwing out a defensive barrage of pure, chaotic energy. It's a desperate attempt to fend off a greater threat, or perhaps to sacrifice itself to buy time for something else. Through the creature's senses, you perceive the new rival with chilling clarity. It's not a machine. It's organic, but not organic as you understand it. It's a colossal, leviathan-like form, but made of shadows and teeth. Its outline is vague, shifting, almost liquid, constantly absorbing any stray light. Its mouth, if you can call it that, opens like a rift in reality, revealing row upon row of teeth that aren't bone, but obsidian, razor-sharp and glinting with a cold, internal light that is immediately swallowed by its own darkness. It's less a creature and more a living black hole, designed for consumption. This is the true terror of the abyss. Not just the physical crushing pressure, but the existential horror of encountering beings that defy all known science, all known life. The machine was terrifying in its cold, industrial purpose. But this new entity? This is primal fear incarnate, a monster from the darkest nightmares of a dreaming planet. It's the thing that swallows the light, that consumes everything, leaving only more darkness. The battle shifts. The angular machine, damaged and desperate, becomes the prey. It unleashes its full destructive power, firing energy blasts, extending its remaining claws, trying to defend itself against the encroaching shadow. But it's futile. The Leviathan shadow simply absorbs the energy, its obsidian teeth clashing with sickening force against the machine's crystalline armor. You hear, through the creature's perception, the horrifying sound of metal being torn like paper, of circuits screaming as they're swallowed by an entity that hungers for energy and matter alike. Your host, the immense crystalline creature, uses this momentary distraction. It shifts its colossal bulk, a glacial movement that nevertheless sends a ripple through the entire Absol plane. It's retreating, not running, for a being of its scale doesn't run, but slowly, deliberately disengaging from the conflict. It's not fighting the new predator. It knows its place in the Absol food chain, or perhaps the hierarchy of ancient terrors. Its purpose, you realize, is to protect, to guard its core, not to engage in a suicidal battle with every horror that stirs in the deep. The profound sadness returns, more intense than before. It's not just its own weariness. It's a lament for the eternal cycle of predation that plays out in these crushing depths, a cycle it has witnessed for eons, a cycle it can only endure. As the creature moves, its deep hum begins to fade, receding into the background of your consciousness, replaced by the horrific sounds of the angular machine's demise. The tearing, the rending, the final, desperate flashes of blue-green light being swallowed by the consuming shadow. The shriek finally dies, replaced by a wet, gurgling sound that lingers, then, mercifully, silence. The battle is over. The machine is gone, consumed. But the silence is not comforting. It's a heavy, expectant void, pregnant with the presence of the new, shadowy predator. You sense its satisfaction, a cold, alien contentment, as it finishes its meal. And then you feel its attention shift, not to your host, the creature you inhabit, but to something else. Something in the very water, something left behind. A new sensation floods your borrowed consciousness, a strange, almost magnetic pull, not towards the shadow Leviathan, but away from it, towards a deeper part of the abyss. The creature you're inside, your colossal host, begins to move not just away from the immediate danger, but asterisk down asterisk, deeper towards realms even more lightless, more crushing, more ancient than anything you've experienced so far. The consciousness of your host is now focused on something specific, something it needs to protect. You feel its immense will, its desperate drive. The memory flashes it shares with you are no longer about the surface world or the eons of waiting. They are images of a profound, hidden sanctuary, a place it has guarded for millennia, a place where something slumbered, something fragile, something that the angular machine was trying to reach, and perhaps something the new predator might also desire. You are no longer merely along for the ride. You are descending, a passenger in the mind of a living, geological arc, plunging into an even more profound unknown. The hum, though faint, returns, a comforting from against the backdrop of unimaginable pressure. It's not a sound of battle, but a sound of purpose, of determined, ancient intent. The cold is constant, but you are no longer shivering. You are simply part of it, a small, human consciousness, adrift in the mind of an absolute titan, plunging into the Earth's final, deepest secret. And you realize, with a chilling certainty, that your journey into the unknown has only just begun. The surface world, with its silly problems and its fleeting daylight, feels like a distant, irrelevant dream. This is your reality now, and good luck explaining this on your next tax return. And good luck explaining this on your next tax return. Seriously. Occupation, consciousness co-pilot of a cosmic deep-sea titan currently plummeting through the Earth's mantle probably isn't a recognized job code. You can almost hear the IRS auditor sighing. But hey, at least you don't have to worry about filing quarterly taxes anymore. Or, breathing. Small victories. The sensation of being is different. It's not the claustrophobic confinement of the vessel, nor the familiar boundaries of your own skin and bones. You are stretched, attenuated, diffuse. Imagine trying to spread a single drop of ink into an entire ocean and still retaining its unique properties. You are both omnipresent within the creature and yet, simultaneously, a tiny, distinct thought, a flicker of human consciousness adrift in its vast, ancient mind. It's less like riding a beast and more like being a particularly annoying, yet strangely insightful, passenger in a supercomputer's operating system. You're observing, feeling, perceiving, but with no control. It's less you and more we, a bizarre, symbiotic nightmare. The cold, which was once a tangible chill against your skin, is now a fundamental property of your new existence. It's the creature's natural state, a vast, resonant cold that seems to absorb heat from the very rocks it passes through. You feel the immense, slow grind of geological strata as the creature descends, not just through water, but through the solid crust, then the viscous, churning mantle. It's less like swimming and more like a deliberate, titanic burrowing, displacing rock and magma as if they were mere dust. This isn't just a creature of the ocean, it's a creature of the earth itself, a living, mobile segment of its deepest geology. Think of it as Earth's very own, slightly disgruntled, deep core drill. The hum, your constant companion, is no longer a sound you hear with ears. It's a vibration you are asterisk. It resonates through your borrowed being, a low, sustained frequency that speaks of immense pressure and profound age. It's the background noise of cosmic time, the slow, grinding groan of eons. Occasionally, this hum is punctuated by deeper, slower pulses, the heartbeat you felt earlier, now understood not as a biological pump, but as massive displacements of internal energy. Shifting the creature's incredible bulk, you perceive the descent not through external viewports, which are now mercifully obsolete, but through the creature's composite vision, a swirling, internal kaleidoscope of pressure differentials, thermal gradients, and resonant frequencies. You see the layers of the Earth passing by, the basaltic crust giving way to the silicatrich mantle, a realm of unimaginable heat and pressure. Yet somehow, your host navigates it with an almost casual ease. Scientists used to debate the composition of the mantle, how plastic it was, whether plumes of magma rose from the core. You're now a first-hand witness to its internal dance, a geological ballet choreographed by forces that would liquefy a battle tank instantly. It's a good thing you're not you anymore, because the old you would be having a very bad day right about now. The creature's thoughts, those conceptual flashes you're privy to, are clearer now, less chaotic. It's not simply fleeing, it's going home or, more accurately, to its ancient sanctuary. The images are of protection, of guardianship. It's been doing this for a very long time. You get flashes of other incursions, other times when something has stirred in the deep. Something that wanted what lay hidden, something it had to fight off. The angular machine was just the latest in a long, geological line of cosmic nuisances. You almost feel sorry for it, for having to deal with this endless parade of deep-sea miscreants. It's like being the bouncer at the universe's most exclusive and terrifying nightclub. The very concept of depth begins to lose meaning. You're beyond the Challenger deep, beyond the theoretical limits of any known submersible. You're even beyond what geologists consider the shallow mantle. You're moving through a realm that is, for all intents and purposes, alien, untouched, and utterly profound. This isn't just water. It's supercompressed rock. It's liquid metal. It's something that defies easy categorization. Imagine trying to swim through granite that also happens to be molten. That's the vibe. Suddenly, the continuous hum of the creature shifts. It becomes more focused, almost a beacon. The vision through its composite senses begins to resolve into distinct patterns. No longer just amorphous layers of earth, but discrete structures. Vast, unfathomable caverns begin to open up within the mantle itself, not formed by erosion or volcanic activity, but carved out by something else, something ancient and deliberate. It's like finding the world's largest, most secret, and least accessible basement. The cold intensifies, but in a different way. It's not the chilling cold of the Absol plane, nor the internal frigidity of your host. It's an ancient cold, radiating from the very walls of these immense subterranean spaces. It's the kind of cold that seems to predate warmth itself, a primordial chill. And within this cold, you perceive a faint light, not the harsh, artificial glow of the machine, nor the subtle bioluminescence of Absol life, but a soft, ethereal luminescence, a gentle pulse of light that seems to come from the very rock formations themselves. It's like the universe's most profound nightlight. As the creature moves into these caverns, the scale becomes incomprehensible. You are moving through spaces so vast they could contain entire mountain ranges. The walls are not smooth, but sculpted. Immense crystalline formations that pulse faintly with the ambient light. It's a living cathedral, carved from the Earth's inner sanctum. The hum of your host echoes through these cavernous spaces, a deep, resonant chord that seems to activate the latent luminescence of the crystals, making the entire environment shimmer with an otherworldly glow. It's like being inside a colossal, cosmic lava lamp, if the lava was made of liquid light. The creature slows its descent, coming to a gentle rest on a floor of smooth, polished obsidian. The hum steadies, a low, comforting thrum of vigilance. You realize you are in the heart of the sanctuary, and then you see it, through the creature's shared senses. In the center of this colossal cavern, suspended not by gravity, but by subtle, interwoven fields of energy that ripple like invisible currents, is the object of the creature's eternal vigil. It's not a creature, not a living being in the conventional sense. It's an artifact, but an artifact unlike anything you've ever imagined. It's immense, easily the size of a small moon, yet utterly silent, utterly still. It's a perfect sphere of pure, unblemished darkness, not black like the abyss, but an absolute darkness, a void that seems to absorb all light, all energy, all matter. It is the antithesis of the glowing crystals around it, a profound, unmoving presence that seems to whisper of absolute nullity. Around its surface, faint, silver lines trace intricate, incomprehensible patterns, like the neural network of a sleeping god, or the blueprint of a universe that never quite made it. They pulse, ever so faintly, with that same ancient, cold luminescence you perceived in the cavern walls. This sphere is radiating the same cold signature that emanates from your host, but far, far more intensely. This is the source. This is what the creature guards. This is what absorbs heat, not just from its surroundings, but from the very fabric of reality. It's like a colossal, cosmic vacuum cleaner, pulling in all thermal energy, creating a chilling halo around itself. You suddenly understand the reverse metabolism the co-pilot mused about. The creature is not just surviving in the cold, it's thriving because of it. It's feeding on the energy it draws from this immense, dark sphere. It's not guarding it out of altruism. It's a symbiotic relationship, an ancient energy source for an ancient protector. The flashes of memory from your host now make chilling sense. The angular machine wasn't trying to harvest the creature's unique biology. It was trying to get to this sphere, to extract its energy, to control its power. And the monstrous shadow leviathan? It was simply a deep-sea opportunist, drawn by the conflict. A scavenger drawn to the energy signatures of both the machine and, implicitly, the sphere itself. You feel a new understanding of cosmic ecology forming in your mind. A brutal, hidden food chain operating in the Earth's mantle, where the ultimate prize is something that borders on a fundamental force of the universe. Forget gold, forget oil, forget rare earth minerals. This is the real treasure. The presence in your mind is calmer now, yet profoundly vigilant. It positions itself, its immense crystalline form settling around the dark sphere like a colossal, geological embrace. It is a shield, a guardian, a silent sentinel against whatever may come. It knows this place. It knows the risks. It has been doing this for longer than light has reached the surface of the Earth. You think about all the esoteric theories, the hollow Earth theories, the concepts of inner suns or civilizations existing beneath our feet. This isn't a hollow Earth, not exactly. It's a complex, multi-layered reality, far stranger and more profound than any science fiction novel. This isn't just a cave. It's a living, breathing chamber within the planetary organism, protecting a relic of unimaginable power. It's like finding the Ark of the Covenant, Except the arc is the size of a planetoid and glows with the absence of all light. Historians and mythographers might argue about the origins of tales of the underworld of Tartarus, of hell. Were they mere fables, or were they faint, distorted echoes of an ancient, primal memory? A racial unconsciousness that vaguely recalled something deep, something terrible, something hidden within the earth? You're starting to think it's the latter. Maybe the legends of Loki being bound beneath the earth, suffering the serpent's venom, or the titans imprisoned in Tartarus weren't just stories about punishment, but about containment, about something asterisk needed asterisk to be kept away. And you are now experiencing the very real, very cold, very silent reality of that containment. The silence here is different too. It's not the heavy, velvet cloak of the absol plane. It's a resonant silence, a hum that borders on sonic resonance. The absence of noise made profound by the sheer scale of the space, and the presence of the dark sphere. You feel the subtle, constant energy exchange between the sphere and your host. A slow, continuous flow of cold energy, nourishing the creature, sustaining its ancient existence. It's like watching a battery charge, except the battery is a primordial black hole, and the charger is a living mountain. Your human consciousness, for all its fragility, finds itself in a strange state of acceptance. Fear is still there, a distant echo, but it's muted by the overwhelming sense of awe and the sheer impossibility of your situation. You've gone beyond panic. You've arrived at existential bewilderment. What now? What is this fear? Why does it need guarding? What happens if it's disturbed? These questions ripple through your borrowed mind, but the creature offers no immediate answers. Only the deep, resonant hum of vigilance, the faint, silver lines on the dark sphere pulse with a new, slightly more agitated rhythm. Not a rapid pulse, but a subtle increase in their frequency. It's imperceptible to human senses, but through the creature's awareness, you feel a faint, almost imperceptible tremor emanating from the sphere. It's not physical. It's a resonance, a vibration in the fabric of existence. It's like a sleeping giant slowly, almost imperceptibly, shifting in its slumber. The creature's protective hum deepens further, a low, warning growl that permeates the cavern. Its immense, crystalline tendrils, which were previously settled, begin to subtly flex, their tips vibrating with a low frequency. It's preparing, not for an immediate attack, but for a potential asterisk awakening asterisk. The Guardian is alert, sensing a stirring within its ward. The conceptual flashes from the creature intensify now. You perceive what it fears, not the machine that tried to extract its energy, nor the shadow leviathan that simply consumed. It fears the asterisk awakening asterisk of the sphere, the consequences of its stirring, images of cataclysm, of planetary imbalance, of a fundamental shift in the very laws of physics flicker through your mind. This isn't just a powerful object. It's a linchpin, a foundational element of the Earth's equilibrium. If it fully awakens, or is fully released, well, let's just say the dinosaurs having a bad day would look like a picnic. The pulsing of the silver lines on the sphere continues to subtly increase. A slow, inexorable build-up of energy. The ambient luminescence of the cavern crystals flickers in response, almost like a massive electrical grid struggling to handle an unexpected power surge. The cold, which was once a constant, deep presence, now seems to intensify in waves, drawing the very warmth from the surrounding rock, making the immense cavern itself seem to shiver. You realize that this sphere is not just a source of energy. It's a focus, a nexus, a point of convergence for forces beyond comprehension. It's what keeps the very fabric of this deep earth environment stable, and something is trying to destabilize it. Or perhaps something is destabilizing it, and the creature is simply trying to counteract it. To keep the lid on this cosmic Pandora's box, a subtle, high-pitched whine penetrates the creature's deep hum. It's not external this time. It's coming from within the sphere. A faint, almost imperceptible sound, like a colossal, antique clock mechanism slowly winding up. The silver lines on its surface now glow with a faint, internal light, radiating outwards, painting the surrounding crystal walls with shimmering, ephemeral patterns. The creature you inhabit tenses, its entire being focused on the sphere. Its protective hum shifts, becoming a complex, multi-layered vibration. A desperate attempt to counteract the rising frequency within the sphere, to calm it, to push it back into its slumber. It's a lullaby sung by a mountain-sized entity, trying to coax a universe-sized artifact back to sleep. And you are a silent, terrified passenger inside the singer. Your consciousness, now inextricably linked, feels the creature's desperate effort. It's pushing against an invisible force, a rising tide of primordial energy. You get flashes of the long history of this vigil, moments of calm, interrupted by subtle stirrings, always countered by the creature's ancient will. But this time feels different. This time, the tremor, the whine, the pulsing light from within the sphere, it feels more pronounced, more determined. The co-pilot, if they were still with you, would probably be having an aneurysm right about now. Unprecedented energy signature, theoretical core destabilization. My estimations were catastrophic. Meanwhile, you're just wondering if you left the oven on before this whole Absol adventure. The mundane thoughts, the little anchors to your human life, become increasingly absurd against the backdrop of this cosmic profoundness. The light from the sphere brightens, momentarily eclipsing the gentle luminescence of the cavern walls. The silver lines glow incandescently, and within the darkness of the sphere, you perceive a faint, subtle churning. It's like looking into a nebula, but a nebula of pure, unadulterated anti-energy. And then a single, incredibly slow, impossibly deep pulse emanates from the sphere. It's not a sound you hear. It's a shockwave you feel reverberating through the creature's very atoms, through the rock of the cavern, through your very soul. It's the sound of something waking, something truly, profoundly ancient. The creature's immense bulk shudders uncontrollably, its deep hum momentarily breaking into a ragged, guttural roar of despair and effort. It's losing the fight. The sphere is stirring, and you, little human consciousness, are about to be a front row, albeit entirely involuntary, spectator to whatever cosmic horrors this awakening will unleash upon the earth. You thought the abyss was terrifying? Just wait until you meet what it's been trying to keep down. And as the sphere's light intensifies, its dark surface beginning to crack with internal radiance, You feel a new, powerful presence. Not a creature, not a machine. Something else. Something that feels like raw, unbound thought. Something that has been dreaming for eons and is now, finally, beginning to stir. Get ready, because the bedtime story just took a sharp turn into the deep end, and the lights are about to go out for good. Or maybe, just maybe, they're about to come on permanently, and as the sphere's light intensifies, its dark surface beginning to crack with internal radiance. You feel a new, powerful presence. Not a creature, not a machine. Something else. Something that feels like raw, unbound thought. Something that has been dreaming for eons and is now, finally, beginning to stir. Get ready, because the bedtime story just took a sharp turn into the deep end, and the lights are about to go out for good. Or maybe, just maybe, they're about to come on permanently. The cracks in the sphere aren't fractures in solid material, not in the way you understand rock or metal to break. Instead, they're more like lines of pure, incandescent light, appearing on its impossibly dark surface, like veins of cosmic fire on a sleeping, primordial egg. They don't just glow, they pulsate in rhythm with that slow, agonizingly deep whine that's now building within its core. Imagine a bowling ball, perfectly spherical and utterly black, suddenly having tiny, hairline cracks appear on its surface, and from those cracks, the light of 1,000 suns begins to seep. But it's not hot light, oh no. It's the coldest light you've ever perceived, a stark, pure luminescence that seems to absorb heat from the very air. Or, well, the very incredibly dense, supercritical fluid around it. It's like the universe's most paradoxical black light, sucking the warmth out of reality. Your host, the immense crystalline creature you're currently riding shotgun in, reacts with a tremor that makes the entire cavern hum like a struck tuning fork. Its multifaceted eyes, those swirling vortexes of purple and indigo, dilate almost to pinpricks, then expand wildly, trying to process this unprecedented event. The creature's hum, its ancient lullaby of vigilance, now warps into a sound that is both a scream of profound alarm and a groan of fatalistic resignation. It's tried to hold it back for eons, played the cosmic bouncer, kept the lid on this primordial pressure cooker, and now the lid is coming off. You can almost feel its exhaustion, the weariness of millennia of holding back the dawn. As the lines of cold light multiply and broaden, the sphere doesn't shatter. Instead, its surface begins to unfold, not like a flower, but like a colossal, geometric puzzle slowly solving itself, revealing an inner core. Imagine an origami model, but made of pure darkness and light, slowly, deliberately unfolding its infinitely complex folds. The light from within isn't steady. It shimmers, almost like liquid lightning, revealing layers upon layers of intricate, glowing patterns beneath the surface. These aren't patterns you can recognize, no fractals or familiar geometry. They're alien to human comprehension, like the very blueprints of existence rendered in pure energy. And with each unfolding segment, that raw, unbound thought becomes more palpable, more invasive. It's not a voice, not a telepathic message, but a pure, Unfiltered asterisk download asterisk of information directly into your composite consciousness. It's a flood of sensory input, of memories that aren't yours, of concepts that shatter your perception of time and space. You perceive moments stretching back to before the Big Bang, a swirling void of unmanifested potential, and then the explosive birth of universes. Not just one, but countless. It is less like a history lesson, and more like being force-fed the entire Wikipedia of cosmic creation in a nanosecond, directly into your frontal lobe. Your human mind, a tiny, fragile little thing, struggles to process even a fraction of it. It's like trying to sip from a fire hose. Except the fire hose is spraying existential truth, and the hose is your very soul. The cavern itself responds. The ancient, crystalline walls, which once glowed with a gentle, ambient light, now pulse erratically, their luminescence flaring and dying with the intensity of the spheres unfolding. Some of the larger crystals begin to vibrate violently, emitting a high-pitched hum that pierces the creature's deeper groan. You feel the ground beneath your borrowed being, the very mantle of the earth, begin to shudder, not with the slow, tectonic shifts you're used to, but with a rapid, almost frantic vibration. It's like the planet itself is having a seizure, or perhaps a cosmic awakening of its own. Scholars, if they could ever witness this, would probably lose their collective minds trying to categorize it. Is this the mythical Yggdrasil, the world tree, rooting itself not just through the Norse cosmos, but through the very core of Earth? Is it the forgotten heart of the world that some esoteric traditions speak of, the source of all life and death? Or perhaps, as some fringe cosmologists have dared to speculate, is it a singularity, a microscopic black hole that serves as a conduit to another dimension? A place where the laws of physics are merely suggestions. You lean towards the latter, because interdimensional singularity just sounds more impressive on your ghost LinkedIn profile. The cold emanating from the sphere, which was previously a constant, now feels like a physical force pushing outwards, momentarily chilling the very magma round you, causing it to momentarily crystallize before snapping back to superheated fluidity. It's a profound reversal, a brief, terrifying glimpse of what happens when the laws of thermodynamics get a cosmic shrug. This isn't just about absorbing heat. It's about disordering energy, about the ultimate entropy, or perhaps the ultimate reordering. The unbound thought, which you now perceive as the core presence, begins to communicate more directly. It's not through language, but through pure emotional resonance and conceptual imagery. You feel its profound sense of loneliness, its immense boredom stretching back through uncounted epochs, punctuated only by the patient, unwavering vigil of your host. But now, that boredom is giving way to a nascent curiosity. It's aware of you, the tiny, human spark within its ancient guardian. It feels you, this minuscule, ephemeral consciousness that has dared to penetrate its sanctuary. It sends flashes of questions, not spoken, but felt. You are a flicker, a brief, warm breath in the cold silence. Why do you stir so much chaos? Why do you seek? It's judging humanity, not with malice, but with a detached, almost scientific curiosity, like an ancient alien botanist observing a particularly invasive weed. And in its perception, the angular machine, the shadow leviathan, even your own fleeting vessel, they were all just tiny, transient manifestations of the same chaotic, seeking force that you, humanity, represent. It's profoundly unimpressed, yet oddly fascinated. The creature, your host, struggles against this influx of information. This direct communication from its ancient ward, its massive form tenses, its crystalline hide groaning under an unseen pressure. It's trying to maintain its ancient role, to dampen the sphere's awakening, to reassert its guardianship. But it is like a parent trying to tell a teenager to quiet down when the teenager has just discovered rock and roll and has a stadium full of fans. The core presence is too vast, too powerful. It's no longer merely awakening. It's asterisk asserting asterisk itself. Through the core presence's perception, you perceive the earth not as a solid ball, but as a living, breathing organism, its core a churning, resonant heart, its mantle a muscular, flowing flesh, its crust a thin, fragile skin. And within this organism, the core presence is a specific organ, perhaps the brain, or the deepest dreaming consciousness. It shows you the planetary grid, the ley lines that connect ancient sites, the seismic fault lines, not as geological accidents, but as pathways, meridians through which planetary energy flows. And this asterisk sphere, this core, is the ultimate nexus, the source from which all those energies originate. It makes all those conspiracy theories about global energy grids and hidden power sources seem rather quaint, like arguing about Wi-Fi signals when you're connected directly to the universe's fiber optic backbone. As the unfolding continues, the light from the sphere begins to change. It's no longer just cold and pure. New colors bloom within the internal radiance. Deep, resonant blues, startling emeralds, flashes of impossible crimson. They swirl and merge, painting the cavern walls with a shifting aurora borealis of cosmic energy. The whine from within the sphere intensifies, but it's no longer a warning. It's a hum of awakening, a song of primordial power, rising in crescendo. It's less like a clock winding up and more like a colossal, cosmic orchestra tuning up for a performance that might literally shake the foundations of reality. The creature's struggle to contain it is becoming visibly futile. Its immense crystalline tendrils, which were once flexing in defiance, now seem to twitch erratically, almost as if they are reacting to an invisible electrical current running through them. Its deep hum, its protective resonance, is being overwhelmed, drowned out by the rising song of the sphere. You feel its ancient will, its profound sadness, its ultimate failure. It has done its duty for longer than anything else has existed, but now its time as guardian is ending. It's like a loyal old dog, finally giving up the ghost after protecting the family home for generations against an inevitable cosmic force. The core presence, now almost fully revealed, is not a singular, solid form. It's a swirling vortex of energy and light, a sentient nebula contained within the sphere's unfolding shell. It doesn't have eyes or limbs or a mouth. It is asterisk awareness, pure and unadulterated. And its thoughts are no longer just questions, they are declarations. The long sleep is broken. The balance must be restored. Restored. What balance? The balance of the abyss, of the Earth, or something far, far grander? You recall the delicate balance of ecosystems, the carbon cycle, the intricate dance of predator and prey. Now, this entity speaks of a balance on a cosmic scale, a fundamental order that has been disrupted, and it intends to fix it. And when something with the power to unravel universes decides to fix things, it usually means a lot of things are about to get unceremoniously unfixed. Like when your significant other says they're just going to tidy up, and suddenly half your possessions are gone. The cold emanating from the core presence intensifies to an unimaginable degree, but it's no longer painful. It's absolute. It strips away all sensation, all warmth, leaving behind a profound sense of nullity. Yet, paradoxically, the light continues to burn brighter, a blinding, frigid blaze that fills the cavern, reflecting off the now shattered crystalline walls, turning the entire sanctuary into a shimmering, chaotic prism. And then, the ultimate realization. The sphere isn't just asterisk emitting asterisk cold light. It's asterisk generating asterisk absolute zero. It's creating pockets of perfect thermodynamic stasis, moments of utter non-movement, points where even the vibrations of atoms cease. This is not just a source of energy. It's a source of anti-energy, a profound counterpoint to the cosmic dance of creation and destruction. This is what it has been doing for eons, maintaining the universal equilibrium, the cosmic yin to whatever yang exists in the furthest reaches of the cosmos. And your host, the creature, has been its loyal, thermodynamic conduit, drawing off excess cold to sustain itself, preventing a catastrophic build-up. But now, the balance is shifting. The core presence is no longer simply regulating. It's asterisk acting asterisk. Its thoughts, transmitted directly to your borrowed consciousness, become a torrent of commands, directives that reverberate through the very fabric of your host. The creature's immense form, previously slumping in defeat, now begins to stir with renewed, though not self-directed, purpose. It is no longer a guardian. It is an asterisk extension asterisk, a colossal limb of the awakening core presence. You feel the creature's immense, root-like tendrils begin to riff, not in agony, but in a slow, powerful reorientation. Its hundreds of multifaceted eyes, now glowing with the same internal light as the sphere, begin to focus not just on the cavern, but on points far, far beyond, through the solid rock, through the mantle, towards the distant surface. It's like a colossal, multi-layered telescope scanning the entire planet. The core presence is using your host as a sensory ray, a giant, mobile probe. And the information that floods your mind through this connection is chilling. It's not just planetary data. It's a reading of the very asterisk consciousness asterisk of the planet, of all life, of humanity. And the core presence is not pleased with what it finds. There's a profound sense of imbalance, a chaotic surge of heat and disorder emanating from the surface world, a disregard for the delicate equilibrium it has maintained for eons. Your wars, your pollution, your endless consumption of resources, it is all being perceived as a discordant note in the cosmic symphony, a chaotic blip on its ancient, vigilant radar. You suddenly feel very, very guilty about that extra long shower you took this morning. The deep, resonant hum of the creature, now intertwined with the core presence's rising song, shifts. It's no longer a lullaby, or a roar of defiance, or even a desperate plea. It's a command, a summons. It's calling, and the destination of that call is unambiguous. Asterisk out, asterisk. Out of the sanctuary, out of the mantle, towards the surface. It's like the Earth itself has just hit the cosmic reset button, and your host, the creature, is the giant, geological finger. You feel the creature's immense bulk begin to move, not slowly burrowing this time, but with a terrifying, inexorable speed, displacing rock and liquid magma with ease. It's ascending, breaking free from its millennia-long vigil, no longer guarding, but acting. Its crystalline hide, now infused with the shimmering, cold light of the core presence, cuts through the earth like a hot knife through butter. The pressure readings, if your vessel were still intact, would probably register as literally off the charts and possibly tearing a hole in space-time. This isn't just an ascent. It's a direct, unstoppable trajectory. You are a passenger on a geological missile aimed squarely at the surface world. The profound sense of sadness from your host is still there, a faint echo of its former self, but it's now tinged with a cold, almost surgical purpose emanating from the core presence. It's not about malice, it's about balance, and sometimes restoring balance means making some rather drastic, planet-shaking changes. Like a cosmic gardener pruning a particularly overgrown and unruly patch of weeds. You get flashes of what this balance might entail, conceptual images of vast, sweeping changes, not just localized tsunamis or earthquakes, but continental shifts, oceanic realignments, and perhaps a fundamental recalibration of planetary energy itself. It's a terrifying prospect, a global reset button pushed by a consciousness older than time, and you, tiny human consciousness, are trapped inside the finger doing the pushing. You are about to become intimately familiar with the concept of unforeseen consequences. The cold, pure light emanating from the creature now precedes it, cutting a path through the mantle. You perceive other, distant tremors in the Earth's core, other subtle shifts in the planetary energy grid. It's as if the core presence is activating other dormant nodes, other slumbering aspects of the Earth's inner workings. This isn't just asterisk and asterisk awakening. It's asterisk the asterisk awakening. And everything is about to change. Permanently. You are about to breach the surface. The pressure from the mantle is slowly giving way to the lesser, but still immense, pressure of the deep ocean. The temperature around you, though still incomprehensibly cold to your human understanding, is rising in subtle increments as you approach the crust. The pure darkness of the deep mantle gives way to the slightly less absolute, but still profound, darkness of the absol planes, and then the faint, shimmering glow of bioluminescence. The scattered life forms of the deep appears, briefly illuminating the creature's immense, ascending form before being swallowed by its radiating cold. They are just tiny, fleeting motes of warmth, absorbed by the advancing presence. The sound of displaced water, the vast, deafening roar of liquid being pushed aside by a mountain-sized entity, begins to permeate your borrowed senses. The deep hum, now a planetary chord, rises with it, signaling its inevitable rival. Get ready, surface world. Your bedtime story is over. The dawn is coming, and it's going to be very, very cold and bright and probably not good for your property values.